everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've all decided to join me today. Today we're going to do our very first set of alternatives for the January 2026 paper pumpkin kit called Special Delivery. And here are the 9 cards that you could have made had you done this kit as intended. And they are some pretty cards and really make me long for spring, especially since it's so cold. But we're going to dive right in here. While I'm getting this together, if I could just ask each and every one of you to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. I would really love to have you around here enjoying all that we do. Okay, so we're going to start with card base here of Very Vanilla. And it's 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. We're going to give this a good burnish. Okay, and I've got a piece for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then I've got half of one of the card bases. So this is a bubble bath color, and I don't know if you can see it. It has a very light checkered pattern in it of white, but it's very light and almost hard to see in person, so I'm sure it's not picking up on camera. So we're going to put this on the front of our card, and then we've got this pop out piece that was in the card that's got some gold foiling on it. And let's see what else we got. This we're going to use for part of our sentiment. There were a couple of flowers here that came in the kit. These have a gold foil in the middle of those and a very light bubble bath markings on the flowers. Out of the add-on dies for this quarter, let me show you those right quick. So these are the add-on dies. They were called Beautiful Blooms dies. And there were 4 dies in this kit. There's a big postage stamp piece, couple of tulips. This is one die, so tulip leaves and this word beautiful. So we're going to use the tulip leaves for our flowers and the word beautiful in our card today. So I cut a couple of these leaves out of garden green, and I cut the beautiful word out of some bubble bath. So we're going to put this on here. I will show you how we're going to do that in just a second. So let's go ahead and get started. Put this stuff to the side. We'll go ahead and get our first layer on of our half a card base that came in the kit. And I just trimmed this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So same size as any other first layer that we would put on a card. So I'm just going to line that up so that it's nice and centered. Just like that. Okay, so there's that. Now, next thing is going to be our gold foiled piece here, and we'll just get some glue on this. Again, just centered up, just like that. Now, our flowers. Let's see, we're going to put those kind of over here to the left-hand side. And I think we're going to pop these up on some dimensionals so that we can slip our little leaf bits in underneath of them. So let me find some dimensionals here. Let's see, I've got a brand new sheet of them here, so let's go ahead and get a couple of these. I'm going to try to keep, actually I think I'll just put one right in the middle because I want to be able to, like I said, slip the leaves under them. So let's see. Excuse me, I had a tickle in my throat. I'm going to put that one right there, and so we'll take this little leaf bit here and put a little bit of glue on the back of this. Just a little, not a lot. And I'm going to slip this right up under here. like so. So there's the one for that flower. And then we're going to put this flower, let's see, where should we go with this one? I don't want to cover up our leaf. Maybe, excuse me. My goodness. I don't know where to put this. Let's see. I guess we'll just put it right here. I just want to make sure that the edge here isn't off the edge of our card. All right, we're going to put it right there. And then we'll slip this one under here and it'll be just fine. Because we'll just go just like this. And then we'll just have our greenery kind of sticking out there. So it'll be good. So we'll put a little glue here on the back of this. And again, I'm going to tuck this up under here. And we will kind of leave that one. Let's see, how can we best do this one? How about, I'm going to put this leaf on top of our little stem on our other one. I think we'll go just like that. That looks good. Okay, so there's our flower bit. Now, next thing we're going to do, I've got beautiful. So we're going to put beautiful in here in the middle. And I'm going to do some stamping out of an old stamp set called Everyday Greetings. And I'm going to use this little tiny sending and then our thing over here that says wishes. So we're going to say sending beautiful wishes. And then on the inside, we're going to do on your anniversary. So we're going to make this an anniversary card. So let's do our stamping right quick. So I've already blocked these up. Here's our sending and our wishes here. And we're going to stamp in some Petunia Pop. I could have stamped in Bubble Bath, but it just seemed to be too light to actually read well, so I thought we're just gonna kind of darken it just one shade. So I'm gonna use Petunia Pop, and we're just going to put this right down here on this little piece, and then I'm just gonna cut this off and make a little banner out of it. Oh, okay, I don't like that. Let's try again. Let's go this way. Just don't push so hard. Sometimes with these little stamps, you can't push all that hard or it gets distorted. See how our G got distorted? So there, that's better. Okay, so we will take our scissors and I'm just going to trim this off and we will deal with that in a minute. We're going to go and banner that up. And I need just another piece of scrap Berry Vanilla. Woo, I can talk. So I'm going to do our wishes now on this. And so I'll just put this on here and then we'll kind of trim it out as well. There we go. Okay, let's move that to the side. Now on our inside, we need to turn our inside this way. And we're going to do on your anniversary, which I have put both stamps on this same block, and we're just going to stamp them together. So we'll ink this up, line it up on our glass mat so it's straight when we start, hopefully. It somewhat gives me a better shot of getting it down straight in the end. So there we go, on your anniversary. All right, let's put the ink away before we make a mess. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to trim it a little bit closer to the word on this end. And on this end, we're just going to do a little cut right here in the middle. And then from the corner up on each side. And we will have our own little banner. So we're going to do our sending up here. So sending, beautiful. And then our wishes will go down at the bottom. So let's trim that off. And I think I'm going to get my paper trimmer here. And we're just going to give this a little trim so that it's not as wide as this currently is. So, and it is kind of uneven on the top edge. So I'm going to line it up on a line on here so I can just even this top piece off. And then we'll turn it around and shave off some off the bottom of this. Let's make sure it's straight though, because we don't want to mess this up. Alright, we're going to take just a tad bit more. It's not quite enough. That's making me crazy because it wasn't straight either. So let's see here. Let's line that up. We'll just take that off. There we go. See now how that fits better on that piece of paper? Perfect. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on this one. We are going to, this is a little long, so I'm just going to cut up there and we're going to banner this piece as well. There we go. So that can go right down there. All right, let me get all the little scraps off of here. All right, so let's finish this right quick now. So I'm going to put our glue on our little beautiful piece here, and we'll get it centered up in the middle. And then we can get our two other words lined up around it. If we can get the glue to come out of the container here. All right, let's try this one more time. I'm trying not to get a lot out. This is a very thin die cut, so we don't need a whole lot because I don't want it oozing out all over the place if I can help it. So I'm more like trying to brush it on, you know, the littlest bit, and then kind of spread that out with the tip of the glue bottle. Okay, now let's go ahead and set this down in the middle here. So I want to center it best that I can. So kind of like right there. And we'll give that a little push. Okay, so then we'll take our sending piece, and I think I want to pop up these other two pieces. So let's grab some dimensionals again. We can do a couple big ones on the bigger piece, and we will do some minis on this littler piece here. So let's get those on. And we'll peel the backs off of these. And we'll put our sending up here. So we've got sending, beautiful. And our wishes we can put down here. Kind of like right there. So sending beautiful wishes, and we'll put our inside on in the card. A little bit of bling and we will be done. So, I thought we were going to escape with no ink. Look at that. I got ink on my finger. Hey, it's okay. We've got another piece we can start over. I already put glue on that, so we can't flip that one over, but we can certainly get us another piece of, this is already cut to the right shape. So let's one more time. Oh my goodness. I thought we were going to escape with no ink disasters. That didn't happen, did it? All right, let's get this on here again, and then I will try not to get ink everywhere. All right, here we go. All right, now put this away, and I'm going to make sure I wipe my hands off just so I don't get ink anymore on it. Okay. And I'll put this in here. Center that up. And there we go. Okay, so let's get a couple of things. We're going to use these Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. So let's get, I'm going to use the ones here in the middle. So there's white, Pretty in Pink, and Strawberry Slush. I'm going to use, I think, let's see. Maybe we'll use the Strawberry Slush ones. I'm not sure we'll be able to see the other ones on this. So let's do one here. And let's see, we'll do a little one there. I think we got putty on this one that came out of the Take Your Pick tool. So let me peel that off, because that is definitely making that gem look a different color from what it should look. Or maybe we'll just get a fresh one. That one I think is bit the dust. We'll get a new one. There, that looks much better. At least that's the right color, right? Okay, one more tiny one we will put over here. I just dropped that. Let's turn that back over. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so there is our beautiful anniversary card. And if we wanted to just step it up just another bit, we could actually take our Wink of Stella and give our flowers just a little bit more shimmer to kind of jazz this card up just a little bit more. I haven't used our Wink of Stella in a long time, and I thought this would be a perfect card to just kind of Stella this up real quick, just to give it a little bit more bling. And I don't know if you can see that on camera. Sometimes you can catch it in the light. Okay, let's move on to our second card. It was not going to be near as lengthy as that one, I promise. Okay, next one. We've got a piece of Mossy Meadow here. That's 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4 1/4. We'll give this a good burnish. I've got a piece of white that's 4 by 5 1/4. This is one of the envelopes that came in the kit that I cut down to 5 by 4 1/4. So we're going to put that on the front of our card, and we've got this pop out here of these pretty blue flowers we're going to put down on the front. But before we do that, we're going to stamp, because we're going to stamp right in this little box that's here on this piece of envelope. So I'm going to stamp in some Mossy Meadow. And we're going to stamp with the stamp set that came in the kit for this one. And I'm going to do Just For You on the outside and You Brighten My Day on the inside. So these are some cute little stamps here. So let's get these blocked up here. I'll go ahead and pull both of these off the carrier sheet. And we can get a block. And we can wipe our block off here so we get all the pink Petunia Pop ink off of it. Alright, so we're going to do Just For You on the inside, or on the outside, I'm sorry. So I'm going to line that up and get this on a block. I've not used this stamp yet, so I'm going to go ahead and season it here on my hand so that we make sure we get a nice crisp stamp. I'm going to get a scratch piece of paper here. Do a practice one because I don't want to ruin my envelope front. So you just want to make sure that it's stamping. Let's try that one more time. That you're getting a good image. And sometimes if not, you can just do this on a piece of paper, and that helps if there's any of that residue left on the stamp. There we go. Much better. Okay, I think we're ready to go now. So let's ink it up. Move this back out here. We're going to line this up so it's straight. I'm going to put it in the middle, but to the right-hand side as much as I can. Because we're going to put our flowers on the left-hand side. There we go, just for you. And then on the inside, we'll put this, "You Brighten My Day." Let's see if I've got another block over here that we can use. We'll use this one. I'm going to line this up on the mat so we can start with it straight, hopefully. This is a tiny, tiny little stamp. I mean, it is, but it isn't. And see, I pulled that right off of there. Let's put this out of the way. And let's try that again. It's hard to get down straight because it's so thin. There we go. Okay. Again, scratch paper. We're going to just practice here. All right, that looks pretty good from the beginning. That's good. Okay, so let's get this down here on our inside piece. And we will be good to go. Okay, so put this ink away. Check my hands. I don't see any green. Let's get this down on the inside. Right like this. Okay, now back on the outside. We'll put this down. Now, this is a piece of envelope, so we're going to kind of go light on the glue just because this isn't cardstock. And the paper absorbs the glue differently, and you don't want it to be wrinkled. Because if you get too much glue on it, this paper will wrinkle. So if you're going to use envelopes, just be careful. Let's see, we need to move that up just a fraction. Okay, I'm going to push this down. Now, we're going to put our nice little blue flower right here on the edge. And then we'll get some bling and we will be done. So let's just get a little bit of glue on the back of these. And we will take these and just lay these down right. Let's see, I've got a piece of something. All right. We're just going to hug these on the left-hand side of this box that was in here, this stamped box thing looking thing. So we'll do just like that. There we go. Perfect. All right, and for our bling for this one, I have got some of these transparent adhesive back dots, and they are, there's a green mossy meadow color in here that I thought we could use. So let's get our, take your pick tool, and we'll get a couple of these off of here. And let's do one down here in the corner. Okay. And then a little one. Oops. That one doesn't want to play. Put that there. And another little one. There we go. Let's see. Where should we put this one? Let's put it right up there. All right. Perfect. Okay, so here are our two very cute springy looking cards that we made today. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. And I will be back tomorrow with Template Tuesday for this week, and I've got some really cool Valentine's cards that we're going to jump into. So have a crafty evening. Bye.